Happy lunch hour, gang. All right, remember the old Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoons, or Bullwinkle go, and for next trick, I'm going to pull a rabbit out of the hat, whatever it would be. It seems like Bullwinkle was the economic advisor for Joe Biden, Jerome Powell, and Janet Yellen. Okay. They seem to think that the American public is stupid. More than half of it is. There's no problem there, but hell, they're talking to their base anyway, and their base believes anything that CNN tells them, which the people at CNN are idiots as well. We heard this week, inflation has dropped, right? Okay, now, again, prices are still higher this year overall than they were last year. But the inflation rate has dropped. We're not going up at 9% like we were last year. But answer me this. Are you feeling that drop in inflation in your house? Probably not. Because let's take a look at the things that dropped, that caused the inflation number to come down. The number one thing, airplane tickets. They dropped 13.2% from this time last year. How many of you guys are flying on airplanes? Probably not a whole lot. The next one, rental cars. Those came down 9.6%. When's the last time you rented a car? Okay. Used car prices dropped 7.1%. Might be a few of you in the market for a used car. Okay. But even then. All right. Toys dropped 3.7%. Granted, we're going into Christmas. What usually happens around now? Sales. Okay. School supplies dropped 3.2%. Yeah, it's November. Okay. We bought all the school supplies, if you have kids, in August. Okay. Gasoline dropped. I think you guys can see that. I know prices of gas here have dropped about 30 cents from where they were maybe a month or so ago. Gas was down 5.3%. Okay. Yeah. Okay. By the archaic, idiotic way they figure out inflation overall, sure, the numbers are down. If you're a business traveler buying airplane tickets, rental cars, getting a hotel, sure. For that group of people, it's down. For the other ones, food inflation up another 2%. Okay, rents up 7.2%. Yeah, okay. The things we actually, the people, not the elitists in Washington, pay for, yeah, that's up. Remember, they're flying around on their planes first class if they're slumming it, the private plane otherwise. Maybe they worry about a rental car if they're not getting their limousine that, we're paying for. The rest of us get to struggle. Now, how do I say that's bad? Well, let's take a look at another number that came out this morning. Long-term unemployed people. Okay? Remember Joe saying, I've created 14 million jobs or whatever. And as I told you, it was 35,000 manufacturing jobs lost, but 51,000 government jobs created. Okay, yeah. And again, produces nothing, makes no profit. All that does is suck money from the taxpayer. Okay. You want to become independently wealthy? Go get a job in the government. You can't get fired. You don't have to do anything. But you get paid. All those government workers taking the money from their next door neighbor when the next door neighbor is going, oh my God, I can't afford groceries. They're going, yeah, but I got my government check. Because, everything run by the government worked so well for the Soviet Union, right? Okay. So then you come even more as we're having a harder time with our paychecks, even if we get one. So Walmart reported earnings this morning, and they posted a profit, and they're like, oh my God, don't want to post another loss like we did last year. Well, great. Okay. They posted a profit. Good for them. What was the other thing Walmart said? Well, we have a serious worry about consumer spending. Could it be that we have more long-term unemployed people than we had since the pandemic? Okay, all those jobs that Joe created, people have now been out of work. More people have been out of work long-term, meaning past when they can collect their unemployment benefits, than we've had since fall of 2021. Okay. So Walmart is now telling us that they are worried that the consumer doesn't have any money to spend. Okay. But on the flip side of things, who reported good earnings? Well, Walmart had positive earnings. Macy's had good earnings. So let me see if I've got this straight. The middle class and the poor, who have a tendency to shop at Walmart, are struggling. The upper middle class slash rich who shop at Macy's seem to be doing okay. The rich don't have manufacturing jobs. The rich have government jobs. The rich are the ones that are making plane reservations to go wherever, renting cars, doing whatever. The rest of us, if we want to go to grandma's house, we get in the car and drive no matter how many hours it is. Thank God gas is down. I've mentioned for a couple of years now that we are going to a feudalistic society. Two classes. The 1%ers, the rich, and the 99%ers, the paupers. Okay? That's it, guys. That all these economic figures that we are seeing, the true ones, are telling us what's going on. The spin put on by the White House, by CNN, MSNBC, the networks, whatever it would be, telling everybody it's good. I've yet to talk to anybody who's told me, in 3 years, who said, I'm better off under Biden than I was under Trump. I've never, ever heard that with all the people I've talked to. Okay. We watched housing prices price people out of the market. We watched rent prices price people out of living on their own. We've watched car prices price people out of having their own vehicles. We've watched fuel prices price people out of being able to go anywhere. Don't even get me started on food. We know that, even though food, the inflation on food is still slowing down. I was at a Kroger yesterday. $2.19 a pound for a butterball turkey. Really? Okay. Even the store brand turkey was $1.89. Now fortunately, there was all sorts of coupons that I had and everything, and I was able to get it for 49 cents a pound. That's a reasonable price around Thanksgiving. $2.19 is insane. Okay. How much is Thanksgiving dinner going to cost this year? We hear this every year. You remember, Joe's comment a couple of years ago when 4th of July barbecues, the prices went up, and he's like, oh, look, but hot dogs are cheaper. Yeah, okay. When you start looking at the Thanksgiving table and go, Grandma, why are we having chicken and not turkey? Because I couldn't afford one. This is the problem we run into. We are lied to left and right. The sheep out there believe it, and nobody looks at the underlying calculations. To tell us that inflation is down, and the two biggest causes to drive that number down that's all over the news are things we don't use. Okay? Doesn't affect me. How is the inflation in my house? My insurance costs, my food costs, my utility costs, my gasoline costs. Let's talk about those. Let's talk about the things that the average person uses, not the things that the elites use. Sure, Joe's inflation may be down to 4%. Mine's still sitting well over 10, okay? Because that's where my money has to go. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do about our utility costs or our insurance costs, for some of us, there's not a whole lot that we can do about our food costs. Okay. Others, somebody asked me Saturday night, I think it was, how much of my food I grow. And I'd say I figured it was about a third of it. Okay. Sure, we can do something. Would I like to do more? Yes. Do I find sales? Do I freeze stuff? Yeah, I found chicken thighs on sale yesterday for 69 cents a pound. Guess what? I bought 20 pounds of it. Okay. And it all goes in the freezer. I'll have it later. When everybody else is paying $1.29, $1.49 for chicken thighs, I've got chicken thighs. This is it, guys. We're going into the holidays. Walmart is even saying that people are waiting to see if some of the stuff that they can buy, there'll be Black Friday sales. I'm waiting to do some of my Christmas shopping to see if there's Black Friday sales. Usually by now, I'm done, because I do bits and pieces of my Christmas shopping starting in about July. Not this year. There ain't the money there to do it this year. And if it's tough for those of us that work, imagine the people that don't. Okay? This again goes back to the reason why we're doing this food drive, toy drive, animal shelter drive. To give you guys just an update here as to where we are, we're a little bit over $4,000 on money raised so far, which is fabulous. Okay, I have not been to the post office today. I don't know if there's anything in the mail, whatever would be. But to all those of you that have donated so far, thank you very much. We are doing what we can to help those that don't have the good fortune that some of the rest of us do. So, again, if you guys want to donate to that, I'll just bring it up real quick. The Cash App link is below the video here. And then if you don't want to do it electronically, you can always send me cash or a check with a blank payee in the mail, and I can take care of it from there. Please don't try any other ways to do it, just because it's an accounting nightmare for me, as is trying to keep track of all this. Anyway, but guys, just looking at the figures, the real ones, okay, the important stuff, keep prepping, keep doing what you're doing, or ramp it up a notch, turn it up to 11, because there's no signs of this getting better. And when the Democrats are even coming out and saying, as they did yesterday, we need to walk away from Bidenomics because it's not working, that might give you a little reason why Joe slipped up and said, Gavin Newsom would be good in the job I'm looking for. We'll see how long it is till the Democrats finally tell Joe, you know what, you're a drag on the party, you're off the ticket, and we're running Gavin instead. That's coming. Pinball out.